My name is Jocelyn Carranza, and I'm from San Diego, California. I'm currently a video assistant editor at Goodby Silverstein & Partners. Goodby Silverstein & Partners is an advertising agency here in San Francisco. We make commercials that you see on TV and for big companies like BMW, Pepsi, Xfinity, and Comcast. My job as a video assistant editor is to grab all the assets, like all the material that my editor needs. So like all of the footage, all of the music, sound effects, pretty much like any little thing that comes into the editing process. And then eventually, when I put it into the project, my boss will then give me a script, and I'll kind of set up the script a little bit for him, just to get the idea. If they have like voiceover or anything like that, and they're like, oh, we want this footage from this shooting to be there, then I'll get it for him. And then eventually my boss will come in and he'll pretty much clean it up. I've started off as creating a lot of like content that had to do with communities, not just with like journalism, but also when I was at Baycat and creating like videos for all these nonprofits to help their people. I've just kind of dabbed into different little things, like from journalism, advertising, to documentary. What I like about them is having the opportunity to see your work out there, because I don't think there's a lot of jobs that you can do that with. I feel like I've learned to be a storyteller in different ways, not just in journalism, but also now with like products, how to start conversations. One thing that I learned a lot as being a media creative is what an impact we make on society, especially working at Goodby, because we're such a large corporation and we create ads that people see on a daily basis. One of the cool things about being in or doing media and making stuff is you get to see a lot of your work out there, and it's cool because sometimes like I remember one time, like it was on Thanksgiving, we're eating and hanging out, and like I think my dad had was playing like the football game or something like that, and then there's a commercial. It was this Pepsi commercial, that one of the very first projects that I got to work on, and I was like, because I heard the song and I was like, I made that, like that is really cool, like, and my dad was like, you made that? He's like, yeah, I made it. So it's kind of cool to be able to see your work out there. I think it's like very important to not just want to fight big, but also fight for the little people. And so I think that's why, like, as a media creative, I want to create content that can help communities or people who need the help or who need their voices to be heard. Not just like in journalism, but also in advertising. In the media business, there's not a lot of people of color, and I want to inspire a lot of women and a lot of kids and like low-income communities to be in these kind of situations, because I don't think I would have ever been able to be here without the help of a lot of my friends and mentors and teachers. So I joined Baycat spring 2018. It was after I graduated from college, and Baycat basically like opened me so many doors to being a part of the media industry. Like for me, like when I was right after I graduated, I mean, I freelanced, but it wasn't much, and it was very hard to network, trying to create connections, and most places that I applied to would be like, oh, you need like 3 years of experience or 5 years of experience, and I felt like I had that experience, but I would never be given the opportunity. And then when I found Baycat, they not only like helped me like learn more about like the technical side of like production and editing and filming, but also the professional side of like networking and like writing your resume, like, and they were the ones who helped me get my job that I currently have. They have such a big network, and I definitely I don't think I would be where I am without them.
My name is Genevieve Layton Arma. I'm the Academy Coordinator here at Baycat. I work on our Academy team. We do a lot of outreach into the community to make sure that people know about our services. I also support with the internship, particularly around professionalism and helping young people feel their whole authentic selves and learning how to navigate professionally through an environment. Also plan our events and showcases and support the instructors in various other ways as well. Jocelyn's best piece of work that I've seen is her photography series on mothers on Muni. I think it's a really beautiful, intimate piece that she's kind of just let flow and happen when it's naturally in her vicinity. So it's just been beautiful, really beautiful to see that project come to fruition. I love watching someone's process. I love watching them kind of figure out what they're good at and what they're not. To be able to support Jocelyn through that process was really mutually beneficial to me. I call Jocelyn or ask her for something. I know that I will get prompt communication in real time with her. And I think that's really valuable. A lot of these soft skills, I think, make these filmmakers and media creatives stand out. Particularly Jocelyn, she's always been on time. She's always been reliable. Always had a consistent work ethic, and I think that's just truly what's helped her to blossom. She definitely had the skill when she came to BayCat, but I think what was lacking a lot was kind of this thing that a lot of brown people of color go through that we've been talking about this week a lot, is this imposter syndrome. We will have all the skills that we need, but essentially sometimes we feel limited based on our surroundings, particularly being around a lot of white men in a space. So I think what BayCat does for a lot of different individuals, and particularly where we were able to help Jocelyn the most, I think, is to just own who she is and be confident to know that her skill set is enough. And with her persistence and hard work, it's been able to, be very lucrative for her.
Where I work, it's mainly men. There's not a lot of people of color. There's not a lot of women. Sometimes I'm the only woman in the room. So it definitely makes an impact. I want to create work that brings social justice for a lot of people, or I want to inspire other people of color and women to walk through these halls of these agencies.